AZUBU has been knocking StarTale apart left and right. I say AZUBU, but what I really mean to say is Genius. And AZUBU, 4-1 here, can Avenge get the reverse all kill, or the reverse 4 kill, I should say? I don't see it.
I don't see it either, but crazy things have happened in the past. Maybe he is on a roll right now. He defeated Argo earlier in his WCS Challenger match and advanced now to the second round of the Challenger League. So maybe he can pull it off, but first of all, it would be really important for them to at least take down Genius and avoid the all kill.
Yeah.
And this would be a best of 9 all kill, not a best of 7 all kill.
Yeah. 5 wins in a row.
He doesn't really look like he believes in the win either.
No.
I really think for him there's not a lot of pressure on, because nobody expects him to pull that off. But that could actually be exactly the position that he needs to be in right now.
Yeah. It's... You know, this is really rough for StarTale right now. I don't think they actually thought that this was going to happen quite like this. I don't think anybody thought it was going to happen like this. And at this point, it's all about Avenge and can he come back, because preventing an all kill doesn't matter, because you don't win, you don't win. That's it. You lose, you're out. So, you know, some people out there are like, well, at least they didn't get all killed. It's like, that doesn't matter to StarTale all too much at this point, except maybe for pride.
Yeah, I disagree. I think it matters. Not for the result, but it matters for the motivation in the team. If you get all kill, that is the most horrible feeling in the entire world. If he gets now 2 kills, then at least they can say, okay, we lost, but at least like it wasn't too much. From a team perspective and motivation, that matters a lot. But I don't think that they will be able to win the team match today. But we've seen it happen in the past. Back then it was simple. Right now it is Avenge who has to pull it off. Genius versus Avenge, PvP, maybe the last match of the day. Get the GSTL playoffs with Round1. Rama does not look happy. Starting to the top right, we have the man of the day, the man of the hour. It is, of course,
AZUBU Genius.
1 point away from an all kill.
Yeah, pulling off wins against their best players in the StarTale lineup. And the last man standing for Team StarTale at the bottom left, it is
StarTale Avenge.
No 2-gate proxy on Derelict Watcher from either player.
Yeah. Avenge, he is the up-and-coming player in the StarTale team. He's doing very well in the individual league. He's the Protoss hope that they have, and he is going up against a fellow Protoss player. He's going up against Genius, and he is the only one who can avoid the all-kill.
Very tense situation now for StarTale. They need the win. They need the win. The entire... If Avenge loses, it's all over for them. They reboot next season.
Well, last man standing, that's what we see right now, and this is just a crazy day. Nobody expected Genius to perform this well, but he is taking all of them out. Left, right, bottom, center, he has just scattered the entire arena here with the bodies of his victims. Live, Curious, Bomber, Hack, Avenge is the last one in a long line.
Yeah. And a Protoss versus Protoss to top it all off here. A very volatile matchup still in Heart of the Swarm. You know, the way that ESF players play the Protoss versus Protoss is much more aggressive than the Kessler players are doing it right now. And as a result, sometimes that kind of thing can lead to build order losses. A very late second gas usage here from Genius. He puts 3 in one and 1 in the second one. That's actually not efficient. You should... I think he must not realize that.
Both of them are now just moving out with their probes, trying to at least find out what exactly is going on here. I feel that Avenge has it in him to take out Genius, and I mentioned earlier the Challenger League victory against Argo, so he prepared for this matchup already a little bit. It might be the matchup where Genius is finally going to fall, because Terrans and Zerg today were not able to take a map against him. But even if Genius loses here, then we will still see players like Symbol, for example, like Supernova. So many good players on that AZUBU bench, and for Avenge, this is just taking it one game at a time, trying to have a calm and collected mindset and just taking it one map at a time and maybe hoping for the miracle.
Genius having a much later Mothership core here, something that Avenge has had for some time now. and that will give him an energy advantage, which also gives him the ability to expand much more safely, if he decides to go for an expansion at all. No tech for either player.
Yeah, both of them just still active on the map with the Mothership Core. Actually, a little bit of a sneaky move there by Avenge, trying to hide it at the right side. Going probably up into the main base for a second, I guess. And trying to, if he gets a kill or two, trying to dodge whatever there is in the middle of the map. And there comes the expansion already for Genius.
So not going to be continuing to use his aggressive style, at least not yet, in this particular match.
With the two gateways that he has, we now have a double Stalker that's trying to chase away what we have. We have 3 Stalkers in total, and Genius is now a bit in trouble. He doesn't have the production that Avenge has just yet, and he might lose that Stalker there. It's going to be really close, but with a little bit of luck, he could get the last hit.
I think he will get it. As soon as the Stalker has to turn a little bit, that's when he's going to catch up and kill it.
Yeah,
it's being
blocked by the Zealot! Oh my god, that Zealot is... That was so mean.
Genius is in a lot of trouble. He doesn't have any units except 2 sentries at the top of his ramp. His Mothership Core is not at home. His Mothership Core is not at home.
Yeah, there is nothing at home for him right now, and he has a huge problem in his hand. He's maybe even going to lose the Mothership Core here, and I guess he will, because he doesn't really pay a lot of attention to this.
Yeah, he needs to react.
He's going to lose that.
He needs to use a Time Warp, at least.
He needs to do something. He doesn't do anything. The first sentry is now gone. There comes the Stalker Warp in, but with only one sentry available, that force field is going to fall at some point. He has one force field left.
This game is over. He's going to kill Genius with 3 Stalkers.
He's trying to take the Immortal out, and as soon as the Immortal is in the game, he might be able to pull that defense off. It's just a question whether Genius is able to buy himself this much time. But we have so much in the main base, 3 Stalkers and a Mothership Core.
Great micro on the Mothership Core. Not good enough to save the Stalker, or to warp the Stalkers back, but he could have just used a Time Warp instead.
Yeah, he's moving back right now, trying to save his own Stalkers. The Immortal, of course, will enter the arena in just a second, and for now, Genius holds. And keep in mind, he already has his base up, so he's a little bit faster with that. But of course, definitely a lead here for Avenge. Oh, but he's maybe gonna lose another Stalker here.
Yeah, he has his Nexus up, you're exactly right, but he's down 9 Harvesters, and he's against a better tech. His opponent has a better tech with the Stargate and the Robotics.
He's catching up a little bit in the Harvester count, because we have him now with a deficit of 7, and now in the Nexus on the low ground finishes for Avenge. So Genius is actually closing that gap a little bit. But of course, there is still the lead for Avenge. There is no doubt about that. But Genius is behind, but he's not dead just yet.
I feel like if that Mothership Core was microed better by Avenge, he might even be able to kill more Harvesters and make it an unrecoverable situation. But as it stands, more Oracles coming out here for Avenge, and that's going to keep Genius in his base for a really long time. He's going to constantly have to defend against these. He doesn't have a lot of anti-air units right now.
Genius is very pressured here. Once again, keep in mind that Avenge prepared for this matchup for his Challenger League matches. There we even have a hallucination now moving in, being sent to the top right, trying to fake out Genius a little bit, maybe lure him onto the low ground, and then send in the correct Oracle into the main base.
Yeah, it takes this one on the low ground a little bit longer, but this just gives him more energy on his real Oracle to the top while he's waiting here. So it's not like he's missing any time here. This is not an Oracle rush build. And the hallucination should be able to survive for some time because there's not a lot of firepower. He realizes with the Observer that it's fake. Has an Observer there, but he needs to go into the main base.
In the main base, there's the Oracle. It gets 1 kill, 2, 3 probes down. Gets a 4th here at the Assimilator and then moves back. And this just solidifies the lead that Avenge had. And another Oracle is already on the move towards the Natural.
A bit of a mistake here by Genius not to split his units. He should have realized the second Oracle would be on the way shortly. Loses a few probes, and the worker count now 15 up for Avenge at 47 to 32.
And Avenge is going into the robotics bay now. We have the Warp Prison there with the with the 2 Immortals trying to take down at least one of the Stalkers, and he could do a little bit damage with this, but takes down the Stalker. Maybe he's able to get into the main base and get a couple of kills there, but things are not looking good for Genius.
Definitely not. Getting that Stalker, just a tiny victory for him. Robotic Support Bay is already finishing up here for Avenge. It's another thing he has over Genius. He's also bolstering his own Immortal count. Genius just not a whole lot of anti-air here. Yeah, he has 3 Stalkers, but he can't kill the Oracles, so there's always going to be the threat.
Yeah. And the first Colossus is already building. And there is just no way for Genius to get his own Colossi out in time. He has the robotics, but not the bay. And we have for Genius now the Twilight Council and also the Forge, but I still feel that Avenge is probably going to do is just trying to hit a timing here with a few Colossi, and that is going to be a very, very tough thing for Genius to hold.
Would like to see Avenge use his Chrono Energy a lot better for his Colossi, something he's not doing right now. It's something that Genius may be able to do to try to get back into this. It looks like Genius is going to try to maybe hit charge Zealot Archon before going to Colossi at all to try to defend. It's gonna be really tough though. He already sees his opponent's tech now. And a Void Ray has also started here for Avenge. Void Ray does a ton of extra damage to any armored unit. And it's also flying, which makes it very difficult to attack.
And there comes the double Stargate for Genius, which is immediately being scouted by those two Oracles.
It's hard to respond to that exactly for Avenge right now. He has to make sure that he does everything right, like add the gateways here and make sure he gets charged.
I feel it's just a matter of time, and I don't think that Genius has enough of it. There's a scout, goes in again, tries to find out if they maybe have been cancelled.
Yeah, really important that he double checks that.
And there's the move out. Doesn't even, it's gonna probably move out as soon as he has the second Colossi. Just poking a little bit right now. The Oracles are still there, still getting their scouting information, using also the reveal upon the units of Genius.
Genius sees the move out is coming. He needs to get those two Void Rays out.
And as I said earlier, I don't think that he really has the time. And two Void Rays really being the thing that he needs to take this down with the Stalkers that we have. They're great against Stalkers, but still, I don't feel that two of them will do the trick.
He has 4 Mortals, and he also has that Mothership Core. So don't underestimate the Void Rays.
Yeah, but we have Colossi. And the Void Rays have a huge job. They have to take down more than only those few Stalkers. Here we go. Forward pylon is being used.
Just gives Genius a little bit more time to get those Void Rays out. Will he start 2 more, or is he just going to use his new gateways? I think he should just use the gates. He does try to go for the Void Rays.
The Oracles in the main base. There's a cannon building. That will help him a lot, but as soon as range is completed, so he can move in now with those 2 Colossi. Here come the Oracles, trying to get additional kills. The cannon is not done just yet. The Immortals being split. So far, no engagement by Avenge on the low ground. It seems like he might actually just move back.
Kaldor, I'm worried about Avenge, because the more Void Rays Genius gets out, the better. Okay, he's transitioning. He starts his Temple Archives and he starts his charge. So now he doesn't actually have to attack anymore. He can actually take a 3rd base, and Genius is stuck in an awkward tech where he's trying to get Void Rays, which become less and less useful as time goes on.
I don't think that he's going to attack anymore. If he wanted to attack, he would have attacked earlier when he sent those Oracles into the main base. He scouted what was at the natural, and he saw, and he was like, okay, well, I don't think I really can take this. So he's not pulling that off. The hallucination gate's taken out, but he warps in a lot of additional units. 3rd base has also been started, though, to the left side.
Constantly using that revelation ability to spot for the units, seeing where they are at all times, making sure that he knows what's being built, what the Void Ray count is. He can't hide that anymore when the revelation is going down.
Those Oracles are doing so much for Avenge in this game. Not only the early harass, but now revelation used all over the place. He's using that constantly, and he has the perfect vision thanks to them. They are so fast that he can send them into the main base of his opponent, find out what's going on. His Storm Tech has been started. He's on the way to getting Blink.
3rd base.
With a 30 supply advantage.
Yeah, the Void Rays are great against the composition we saw 2 minutes ago. But now that he has the Zealots coming out with Charge and Storm and also the Archons, it's not gonna... This composition that Genius has made is not as strong as it once was. He is gonna try to hit his timing here, but with Charge being done, I don't see it working.
We don't have Storm just yet, but it will be done in time for the next battle. And also the Temple Archive being added for Genius himself now.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to try to hit this timing with some Archons as well.
3rd base is now completed, so he can mine from 3 mineral lines. This will give Avenge a huge advantage in the income. It's not going to kick in just yet. He's a little bit in the lead, but that's going to just increase over time as soon as he saturates all those simulators. And he has a 50 supply lead.
The Storms are going to be really, really important for this engagement. Because the Void Rays, he doesn't have a ton of anti-air for them, and they're not going to do any bonus damage, of course, to the Zealots. That's why Genius has to get his own Archons out. But once the Storms go down, then he'll have enough damage. I mean, look at those Stalkers. The Stalker count enough with Storms to fight these Void Rays. Mothership Core is here as well. Genius really wants to hit this timing.
Yeah, Genius is on the way now, maybe finally being able to take down those Oracles. One of them goes down. We have Blink started for Avenge. His Storm is completed. He's adding additional production. More and more gateways coming in. 13 Stalkers in total.
Yeah, Genius has a lot of gas here, and he's going to start using it as soon as that pylon is ready to make Archons. Although the pylon could be picked off here. He does not want to lose that pylon or the probe. This really would hurt his push so significantly.
Yeah, Army Supply 144 against 129 in favor of Avenge. And Avenge has the better economy. Given time, he will be able to build up that bank so they can warp in units instantly. He has 1,000 minerals already and a lot of gas. He is maxed out, and he's just waiting for Genius to engage.
Fake Void Race here. It's about time.
A fake Void Race are really gonna help him. They are leading the charge here. That's a lot of them as well. He's moving in, and here we go. The Mothership Core moving in and immediately dropping one of the Time Warps, dropping the second one as well. All those High Templars with a storm.
Storms are good, and there's a great surround for Avenge, and Genius's army is melting in seconds here.
We have all those Colossi doing so much damage. Also, Avenge losing a lot of army supplies, going down to 130, but Genius is already down to 100, and the warp-ins will be good for Avenge in just a second. Doing so much damage here.
Yeah, way too much DPS here. He has the warp-ins, he has the economy, he has the bank, and Genius will lose his first game here in this playoffs match.
Yeah, Avenge is on the move now to the top right. He has more than twice the supply of Genius.
GG! And Genius's reign ends here as Avenge takes the first of 4 points his team needs to advance in the playoffs.
The StarTale coach is actually smiling, and he probably just thinks to himself, why didn't we send this kid out in the first place?
Yeah.
Like a lot earlier already against Genius. As it is, though, it's only the first game that he has to win. He has to win a lot more matches today if they want to go to the next round of the playoffs.
Very true. And, you know, Genius, he made a critical mistake in this game, which was to try to expand and have his Mothership Core on the other side of the map. If you do that, then if someone pressures you with Stalkers, you're going to lose. Then he lost his Stalker and his Zealot and his Mothership Core without doing a Time Warp or any damage on the main base. So
we had an opening with 2 gateways against 1, and he had the units already across the map, so 1 Stalker was suddenly faced up against 3, went down, and from that point on, it was just really difficult for him to hold this. He had never had the units, and he didn't have the force fields anymore.
Yeah. That's how the Genius crumbles there. Just too much of a risky build, very, very aggressive at the same time as trying to need to defend his own expansion. And now it's time for AZUBU to make the third player choice. I think we could see a Terran here, but it is Avenge after all.
If they wanted to end it right now, they would send out Symbol. But at this point, I have no idea who they are going to send out. The AZUBU coach might just be like, okay, well, we are going to give a couple of other players a chance here. We still have so many to pick from. I have, like, let's say 2 or 3 players that I'm definitely going to send out if need be. But right now, we can give someone else the exposure. So he's in a position where he can just decide if he wants to send the best players out right now or all the way at the end.
Yeah. Well,
both is fine.
Genius was joking there was some symbol out, and then he said it was actually just a secret that he was kidding, but I can't really count on what Genius says in the lobby chat, but I don't think they're going to send symbol out right now. They could just try to cut off the head here, but I think they're actually just going to send as many players as they can to try to tire him out first.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want right now. It really, if they want to end it right now, you send symbol. If you want to give other players a chance first, then you send symbol last. Yeah, it's if you want to. The only question here is, do you want to give other players exposure or not? That's the main question here. And if you don't, then you send out symbol immediately. If you want to give other players a chance, then you send out symbol last. Supernova maybe as the 4th player.
Violet could come out here.
Violet could come out. So many chances. I mean, Sleep even.
Yeah, I would not be surprised to see Sleep either. They used him a lot this season. And Supernova.
Supernova is going to be the next player going up against the Protoss here. Keep in mind that Avenge actually has a really good track record against Terran.
Yeah, very true. Supernova coming out here though, strong Terran player. And the question is, what map will he choose? Best known for coming out last. He's got a 2-0 record there, so I guess his highest percentage win ratio is position skill.
Yeah, the ratio of Avenge against Terran is actually, he won 8 maps, he lost 5, but just the opponents that he faced. Playing against opponents like Keen, Flash, Gumiho, Fantasy, Maru, Marine King, all of them really, really strong players, and he has a 62 win ratio against them. So very, very good record for him. Supernova, on the other hand, is of course also a very strong Terran player, and facing him now after just beating just beating Genius, it's definitely not easy. And maybe Avenge can pull it off. He's gonna take it 1 game at a time right now, but he's still the last man standing for StarTale.
Yep. The last man standing, the only player left we'll see from them. StarTale coach rocking back and forth here, maybe trying to calm himself down, as he's probably got a lot of adrenaline pumping after watching that last game.
Yeah, at least they were able to prevent the all-kill for now, but now it goes up to getting the points. And Symbol and the Violet, they are just talking here. One of them might be the next player if Supernova loses this match. Sound is talking on the StarTale bench, like, yeah, I would have liked to play, but...
Yeah. Does not work out that way.
Yeah, not today. Well, Avenge seems ready.
Yeah, he seems ready. At least his hands are woken up now. Maybe getting his hands a little bit cold. This is a common problem that pro gamers have playing on the booth.
4 kills. I still can't believe that Genius took down 4 players.
Well, now Avenge has to win it all. He's already beaten Genius, you know, and that's better than anyone else on his team has been able to do today.
Think about how amazing it would be if he actually manages to take down AZUBU now. If StarTale advances today, Avenge the one man who makes it possible, that would be insane. That would be like one of the craziest storylines ever. Guys, we're going into the 7th map of the day. It's DMZ. We have a Protoss versus Terran. Supernova is up against Avenge here at the GSTL playoffs. AZUBU versus StarTale. Brought to you by Round1.